telecom providers ask for approval, he's already doing it within a month. And taking nearly a year to implement the recently revised minimum wage. Minimum wage, you say you don't take them almost 1 year. But this kind of one, where they ask now for tariff hike, only 1 month, sharp, they don't answer them. He also argued that this disparity underscores the government's bias towards corporate interest over the welfare of the citizens. That means say government value people where they do business past the people where be their citizens. Well, joining me in the studio is Prince Francis Chilaka. He's a social and political affairs analyst. Prince Francis, good evening. Thank you so much for seeing you. Again, it's good to see you again after a while. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, sir.
How is your health?
Getting better, I'm fine. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Go ahead. Oh, wow. You have to take a deep breath. Okay, all right.
I'm just imagining how possible it is for Nigerians not to make phone calls, not to use their WhatsApp, not to use their internet, not to do anything. Is it possible? Moreover, the NLC we have today does not even have what it takes to make Nigerians to go on protest.
And they have told everybody to, unanimously boycott all telecommunications. But do you think that is possible?
Will the president of the NLC be able to do that?
By himself? He will not make calls, he will not use data.
And for how long? So these are questions. I mean, you don't just come out and hold a press conference, and spew out gibberish to the people. When people expected the Labour Congress to act, they did not. When we're talking about the issue of petrol pricing and all of that, where were they? The only thing the Labour came out to say is that, Mr. President, this is not our agreement with you. The issue of the hike in electricity, what has Labour done about it? The issue of the high cost of living today, availability of food items, what has Labour done? The issue of a lot of children not being able to go back to school because their parents are unable to pay school fees, what has Labour done? Go to the courts, you'll find so many cases of landlord and tenants because the tenants are unable to pay their house rents. What has Labour done? So, I believe that this whole thing of hiking the price, like I keep saying, the government keeps putting the cart before the horse.
So are you saying that Labour is just fuming and they can't do anything?
Toothless bulldog. That's the best way to define the NLC.
But then is it fair that at the time when things are very difficult, I don't know if people still go out to buy things. Things are really hard and things are getting even daily expensive. Even though the president and the government or presidents generally have said that the policy is now working and things will begin to look good. But it doesn't look good when you buy things. So is it fair that at a time like this is when we also have this increment?
When you say the policies are working and things will look good, what policy are we really talking about?
The economic policies now.
Where are they?
The floating of naira, is that what will benefit?
Do you know right now that some filling stations are selling petrol for 1,000, some are selling for 1,020, some are selling for 960? Do you know that? And do you also know that a lot of families today sleep without electricity? And do you know a lot of children go to bed without food? So when the government says our policies are working, in favor of who? Is it in favor of the masses or in favor of the bourgeois we have in this country?
If you talk about electricity, some people would say that they have more electricity now than other times.
Where? Where is the electricity?
People in Band A have good electricity.
Where do they have? You're still battling with 3,000. Is it 3,000 or 4,000 watts? Or megawatts? Is it not what you're battling with? Have we gone above that? You're increasing tariff. And government has not taken into consideration the poor quality of services rendered by these telecom companies. So government is acting as if they don't know why these telecom companies are asking for increase. They're asking for increase because government's policies is making it difficult for them to sustain their businesses. When government should actually ordinarily create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive, government is really putting policies that is killing businesses. But I think on the other side, on the hint side, I think that the whole thing is also another way to checkmate people using the internet, people using their WhatsApp, people using their Facebook.
Eh?
Exactly.
You say what?
That is what it is intended.
I didn't hear you well. Can you repeat?
I said it's a way of checkmating people from accessing the internet, accessing their way.
That is subtly gagging people?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
NLC says that people spend 10% of their 70,000 naira on data, call, and all of that. That's 7,000 naira, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When you add half of 7...
Not 7. He said people spend almost about, 7,500. Yeah.
Okay, if you add half of that, it gives you about 10,000 plus. So if you're spending 10,000 plus on internet, call, data, and all of that, how much is left of the salary? That's already bringing it to 60 or 59,000 plus. Because it's going to, before you know it, what it means is that if you're using, like, I know, media personalities like you people, you use a lot of data. So if you're somebody that is using like 25,000 naira on a monthly basis, you're going to be using about 25, that's about 37,500 or so, if not 40,000. So tell me, do you think the way things are today, Nigerians have so much money to invest in communication anymore? Do you think so? So somebody using 15,000 naira every month will now be using about 22,500. So how do you want people to survive? Don't you see that as a way of gagging people? The way of just naturally restricting people from accessing the internet. The higher the cost, the less usage. That's what's playing out.
Oh, whoa. So once it's expensive, not many people will afford it.
Exactly.
They would rather want to eat food first before going on the internet.
Now you're talking.
No, but that's a conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean, the government gives everybody rooms for that. When policies are not working, when situations are not as you expect them to be, people are bound to come up with different theories.
All right.
So, but for me, I think that Nigerian Labour Congress should go and sleep. We're tired of, all their shenanigans. Nobody's interested in what Labour is saying. Honestly speaking, I think I can actually tell you I'm speaking the mind of most Nigerians.
All right, so let's go to our next conversation as the Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization.
Please, when you say Apex, which of them? Don't forget, we have one that just did an election and got Senator Mbata as the president. So is it the same Apex body you're talking about, or you're talking about another Apex body? We need to know which of them you're talking about.
Finish reading the story? Can I just finish? Okay. So Ohanaeze has raised alarm over an alleged, according to them, they say there is a political conspiracy aimed at derailing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027. That is, Ohanaeze is now raising an alarm and telling Tinubu, Oga, come on, there are some people that are plotting to make sure they don't vote you or you don't win election in 2023. Oh, come on, 2027. Oh, come on. They are now shouting. Okay. Now the group claims the plot is being orchestrated by a coalition of influential figures, including 2 former presidents, past military head of state, opposition elites, and disenchanted factions within the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. So it's not as if they saw this even just within the Igbo. They said it cuts across. Now, okay, he says, of particular concern, Ohanaeze alleged that Rivers governors, Fubara, and 4 Southeast governors have aligned themselves with the conspiracy. Ohanaeze is saying that River State Governor Sim Fubara and 4 Southeast governors have aligned to ensure that Tinubu does not win. We have only 5 governors in Southeast. If 4 have aligned, who are those? Okay. Now, the group accused them of attempting to undermine the Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister, Barrister Wike, within his home state of River State, while also plotting to destabilize the Igbo leadership structure. Okay. They said a lot, but let me let you handle this, sir.
Like I said, when you started with this story, I said, which of the Ohanaeze are we referring to? If I'm correct, I think that statement was issued by Isiguzu. And I think it's a faction of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. So we need to be very sure. Is it the authentic Ohanaeze Ndigbo, or is it a faction of... But then, going outside of that, I don't know when Ohanaeze Ndigbo became so powerful that they're the ones endorsing and the ones speaking for and the ones advising and the ones warning and the ones, trying to locate, find, exterminate those who are against the presidential second bid ambition of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Is it not laughable? If you recall, I think a few days after Senator Mbata was elected as president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide, the same issued a statement saying that the Ohanaeze Ndigbo have now endorsed President Bola Tinubu first. I think the whole thing is that I just believe that Isiguzo is looking for appointment. He's suddenly trying to toe the line of Guala. He's come to the realization that the only way to get the attention of government and the only way to get a little bit of the national cake is by massaging the ego of Mr. President. And you see, I keep saying, when people should stop all this, their conspiracy theories, as you will call it.
So are you saying that there may be no truth in...
If you want to tell us, the only name they mentioned in that report, press statement or whatever they call it, is Fubara. Who are the other Southeastern governors?
Okay.
Who are they? Who are the so-called retired military officers? Who are the former presidents? Why not name everybody? So why are you naming one person as if the whole idea is to crucify Fubara? A man that is busy fighting over, the livelihood of River State, trying to get it out of the hands of the FCT #1 citizen, as he calls himself. So why would Fubara forget the problem he has in Rivers and begin to think of 2027? So I think whoever that person is, I don't think they represent the real Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Moreover, the Igbos have the saying that Igbo nwere eze, means that the Igbos have no king. So I don't know at what point Ohanaeze will be able to tell the Igbos to do something, and they will do it. I don't know at what point they will do that. I don't see that happening. The Igbos have always been Republicans. So, and you know the way the Republicans behave. So I don't know where he's coming from. I don't know where his intel is coming from. He seems to have more intel than the National Security Advisor as well. But then, I don't understand. Of what relevance is that? Of what relevance? If it was Afenifere that was saying it now, I will understand where they're coming from, where they're standing. But Ohanaeze Ndigbo, from what? What is the federal presence in the Igbo in the Southeast? What kind of presence do we have? We don't have federal presence in the Southeast. So Ohanaeze Ndigbo should be more focused to begin to look at how do we bring the much needed development infrastructure in the Southeast. How do we hold our Southeast governors accountable for all the money they're getting? How do we hold our senators accountable? How do we hold our honorable members and state of assembly members accountable? That is what they should be bothered with, and not bothered about 2027. Please, let's go to something else.
All right, so let's move to the CBN now. That's moving to something else. As Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Dr. Olayemi Kadoso, has vowed to tackle the what do they call this? Commoditization. That is, you turn something to commodity. The commoditization, that is the buying and selling of naira notes, which has become very widespread in Nigeria today. Now, Governor Cardoso, the CBN governor, made this known, made this vow in a keynote address, in an event he attended recently. He was represented by someone, but the statement read that the commoditization of the naira poses a significant threat, not only to the banking sector, but also to the daily lives of Nigerians who rely on the currency for transactions. He described naira commoditization as a process by which the national currency is being treated as a tradable asset, with its intrinsic national value being subjected to the principles of capitalism rather than being seen as a means of exchange for economic and items of value. According to him, the naira is not merely a currency. It embodies a national identity. Its stability is vital to economic growth and development. So recent trends, however, have seen the naira treated as a commodity rather than fulfilling its primary function as a medium of exchange. So he said that this commoditization of the naira and national legal tender has become a critical challenge for Nigeria's financial system. So they have vowed that they would deal with anybody who turns a naira to buying and selling. So the reason I thought that this topic is very interesting and crucial is because, first off, I am aware that the CBN, the authorities, approved recently most POS operators or the POS operators through the banks, right? And if the POS operators are approved, and for me, if I go to the bank to get cash, I don't get naira from the bank. I may just get maximum 20,000 naira from the bank. But if I wanted 50,000 naira to do something cash, it's easier for me to get it from a POS operator. And then the POS operator will decide the amount I'll pay, because some of them just charge exorbitantly. Right now, I hear some of them are charging you 200 naira for every 5,000 naira, right? So if I am paying so much as, for instance, 1,000 or 2,000 to get 50,000 naira, sorry, sir, is that not buying and selling of the naira? Because I am paying money to get the naira.
Okay.
So why would CBN approve a platform that makes it look like our currency is commoditized? I'm sorry, sir.
This whole issue of buying of naira, selling of naira, and all of that started with the redesign of the naira note, if you remember, just before the 2023 elections. And after that, the naira became scarce. It became scarce for two reasons. One, as at that time, the banks were not willing and ready to make cash available. Two, the claims was that the politicians hijacked the whole cash. And then thirdly was the fact that you had POS operators who were busy making money out of it. Now, looking at it again, you ask yourself, who are the real owners of all this POS that are being carried around, banded all over the place? Most bank executives, let us not mince words. Most bank managers, most bank officers have own POS machines, and they must be in business. And as you know, Nigeria, as it is today, is so hard that it's become a survival of the fittest. So people use what they want, what they have, to get what they want. So for CBN to be saying that they're going to sanction, who are they going to sanction? The first sanction they should sanction is, how do these POS people get cash? Meanwhile, Nigerians cannot get cash either from the banks or even the ATM machines. So it's not a matter of saying you want to sanction. This country, we speak so much English, we speak too much grammar with little action. The CBN knows what to do. If the CBN feels that the naira is being sold, like in the black market, then outlaw the POS system. It's as simple as that. You outlaw it. But if you don't want to outlaw it, there must also be provision for how they get their funds. But But if you have a system where, the legitimate way of getting cash, first of all, you can't get enough cash across the counter. You can't get enough cash via the ATMs. And the only way you can get, if you call somebody operating a POS now and you say you need 1 million naira, he'll bring it to you. So how do they get the money? Is it not from the same banking system? So if the CBN feels that something is wrong and people are taking advantage of a situation, well, the best thing they should do is to outlaw the POS system. And then let's go back to our regular way of doing business, where you go to ATM, you get the kind of cash you want, you go to the bank, across the counter, you get the money you want. But as long as you have POS operators, this whole thing will just be part of the noise the CBN wants to make.
All right. So you're saying that, okay, well, let's hope so. But the thing is, so if we outlaw the POS system, how do we go back to where we were before they came? Where we can get access cash. Understanding that Nigeria is a cash-centered, runs a cash-centered economy.
You see, whether you like it or not, cashless society, cashless system has come to stay. It's just that the CBN did not do enough of educating the Nigerian people. Most women in the local markets now, they have their POS, which they use to sell. But then they also have a problem of sometimes somebody buys something, maybe mistakenly overpays, to refund the cash becomes a problem. But you see, the truth of the matter is that wherever the POS peddlers are getting their money from, the CBN must ensure that you and I, ordinary Nigerians that want money, must have access to it. You go to most ATM now to withdraw cash, you can barely get some. You want 20,000, they'll tell you can't get POS. ATM machine will be talking to an individual that you can't get 20,000. Is that not a mockery of the system? So we need to know, when you say you've licensed POS agents, how are they getting their cash? Nobody has said so. Nobody has defined it.
And how come they get more cash than Nigerians?
That's what I'm saying. If there's no clear-cut way for them to get cash, it means that they're getting their cash through the back door. And they must remain in business. Now, for you to get 10,000 naira, some people will charge you 300. Some will charge you 400, depending on the mood of the person holding the POS machine.
You mentioned something earlier that some bank staffs and managers are POS
Obviously,
owners.
It's not hidden.
Is that not an allegation?
It's what I know. I know quite, and I know. It's not a matter of allegation.
So that means they find a way to give the operators money.
Precious, have you gone to parties recently? Don't you see some ladies who come to parties to come and sell brand new notes?
Yes, please.
Where do they get it from? Are they printing notes? Are they printing notes?
If CBN doesn't release the notes, it's not releasing the notes, then how do they get it?
Exactly. So they have people within the banking system that gives this note to them, and they benefit from it. I mean, going a step further.
But is that not the commercial commoditization of the naira like that? Because they're using it to...
That is it. I remember last week, I had, there was a report last week that Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, some of them in Oshodi or whatever, they now, at the end of the day, they go and sell their money to POS operators.
Oh.
Yes, they do that. The whole cash they gather during the day, they go and sell to POS operators. So
it doesn't go back to the bank?
It doesn't go back to the bank. Some of them will say if it goes back to the bank, they won't have cash. So they sell to the operators. So we need to have a law that is not a respect of individual. We talked about people mutilating, spraying money. When the buzz was on, only 2 people have been brought to book. One is what do they call him? Bobrisky. The other one is Cubana chief priest. But after that, have we not been seeing people spraying money? Have they been arrested? Have they been put on trial? The recent one which went viral, which is the children of
Koya, Shadow Kaya, and the Koya.
What has happened? What has happened? So we cannot have a system that punishes one in one hand and overlooks the sin of the other on the other hand. No country can survive when you have two laws, one for the rich and one for the poor.
Oh, wow. All right, so let's move on to other issues now. Now, the execution, we do hear that the Islamic State in West Africa province, ISWAP, has executed the village head of Malam Bulmari, a locality in Niger's Diffa region that borders Nigeria. So according to a statement released by security analysts and counter-insurgency experts in the Lake Chad area, I think his name is Zagazula Makama, the terrorist group published image of the summary execution showcasing the traditional leader's brutal demise. You know, I thought to mention this because you know that some of the very volatile areas that we have in Nigeria are, you know, villages that border Niger Republic. And you do remember
accused and engrossed, but the borders in the north are very porous.
But we don't have a northerner at the helm of affairs anymore.
It doesn't matter.
So why can't we do something about it?
How?
How not, sir?
How do you want to do something about it?
By ensuring that all our borders are properly secured.
Did you not recall that when this president came to power, the chief of army staff, I think was it the late chief of army staff? I know somebody said something that the governors were not allowing them to do the needful. That they need to get clearance from the governors from the north to be able to, you know, eradicate this menace that has befallen us. You know, so I think it's it looks like the Nigerian government don't seem to have the political will to deal with this whole thing. You saw the video that went viral where bandits were being welcomed, bandits were being entering into a form of negotiation with, is it in Kaduna State, with government officials. You saw the video.
That's in Kaduna State, sir.
So how do you...
I think that was a report from Trust TV.
Good. How do you think a country that wants to eradicate terrorism, banditry, you know, armed herdsmen, how do you think they will be able to do that? So we need to draw a line. Like I keep saying, this whole thing about reintegration, rehabilitation of bandits and all of that should be stopped. Anybody that carries an arm against someone means that it's like a thief coming to your house. So the thief has already made up his mind. It's either you kill him or he kills you. There are no two ways about it. So I think you know, what has played out is unfortunate, but it's their modus operandi. You know, it's part of what we're complaining about in the north, where people get kidnapped, people get killed, and all of that. And then at the end of the day, you tell me, oh, they have repented. You want to rehabilitate them. Is that not hypocrisy? You're asking me, oh, forgive and forget. But you're not asking me about the bruises, about the pains I've gone through. Nobody's talking about the families that have lost their loved ones. Nobody's talking about the families that have been chased out of their ancestral homes that are living in IDP camps. Government is spending our national money, is spending taxpayers' money, that they are rehabilitating and integrating bandits. Who does that?
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? So those that they have killed while they were bandits, those that they have maimed, who is talking about them? Are we saying that they are merely collateral damage? So we expect more. I think the whole thing is that, government should be more decisive as to what they want to do to be able to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians.
All right, Lagos, phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation. Just to let you know, we hear that there may be thunderstorm in some part of the country. People can't wait for that rain anyway because the heats have been, somehow. So, NIMET has forecasted cloudy skies with spells of sunshine and morning thunderstorms over parts of Lagos, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River State in the coastal region of the south, and predicted thunderstorms over parts of Delta, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and Bayelsa States later in the day, maybe later today. So if you live in these parts of Nigeria, plus other sides, please kindly be watchful. If you have something kept outside because you think it's dry season, you may need to go take it in, right? Phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. That is 0700 903 903 903. The WhatsApp line is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. There is also a second number you can call. You can call the other line 0803 692 9933. 0802 692 9933. These are the numbers to call. Lagos, Nigeria. Phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your calls. Hello, good evening. Oh dear, where is it? Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello? Are you there? We can't start with call drop this evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Prepper.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, my name is Shola.
Shola, where are you calling
I'm
from?
calling from Egbeda. Yeah, I'm calling from Egbeda.
Welcome.
I greet your guest there.
I greet you.
So what I was able to hear, you talked about NLC, saying that Nigerians should boycott the service of, data and all those stuff. Is it the same NLC? Hello, are you with me?
I am with you.
Okay. This same NLC is just like a toothless dog that will just be barking. What have they done for Nigerians? Is it not the same NLC that was doing bosa for Tinubu, for President Tinubu? So, in fact, what I want to say again is that, see, this is not even what Nigerians, it is not, this is just minimal to the problem that is affecting Nigerians. Whoever that can use this.
Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? All right, apologies.
But on a more serious note, he's right. Nigerians, it's not about the data, because like he said, whoever can use data should use data. Nigerians are more bothered about how to survive each day, how to get food, how to get basic necessities of life. That's what Nigerians are bothered about now, not NLC talking about boycotting of internet and all of that.
Well, they're helping Nigerians now so that government can rescind that decision.
Which
now.
Decision? When the agreement has been signed, when the document
It's
has
solidarity. We can all work in solidarity. Good evening. Hello? Are you there? Good evening. All right. Phone lines are still open. 0700 903 903 903 0803 692 9933 0803 692 9933. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, welcome.
Hello, good evening, Section
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. The way you call my full name, like say you want to send money to my account. Welcome.
Yes, I thank God for recovering goodness. Hearing your voice is it's another tonic for excitement. Yes, let me talk about the Ohanaeze. I think we are coming, this man is coming on political, maybe sent by Wike. Wike agent. Yes, agent. Look at what he said. Like, he mentioned only Fubara. But he said to mention the other general and the rest. Is it Ohanaeze political party that civil strategies that are happening as taking support of the president? I don't know what he's talking. He's talking about President praising him, do this, coming for the second term, where Ohanaeze will support him. Maybe this Wike agent too. Then the other one, the NLC talking that the Nigeria should protect by not using their data and focus. Main flow that these are the things that the data and focus and the sequences. Some people are using it on their daily, where they get their daily needs. So that is the idea nice now. Kwashoko idea from the head. It was good during the time of when we went to there. Maybe something has entered his brain. So we should start using the data and the rest. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Hey. Okay. Phone lines are open. Please, let's kindly mind our language, I beg you. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome.
My Honorable Prince Kinaka, I greet you specially, sir.
I greet you, my brother.
Well done, sir.
Help me
and
turn off.
This is spokesman and woman leader.
Sir.
How you doing now?
I did. Well done. Go ahead.
Hope you're enjoying your government, having.
You the full enjoy them now.
No, be me. I know they enjoy them. And now, NLC chairman has failed from day one. Since this government removed subsidy, it's supposed to be on the streets protesting. That day one, he didn't do anything. Now, he was buying yachts, he was buying cars, he was buying cars for senators and every other thing. He didn't do anything. He kept quiet. Now, they were now increasing salaries and all those funny things. That was when he now stand up and he was doing. He has failed from day one. So all that he's doing now is more or less like eye service and propaganda. So all those ones cannot work. Nigerians are wiser than them. Now, for the insecurity issue, this government does not have the political will because of religion and because of elections of 2027. He's not willing to fight it. Rather, he's embracing them, saying because of he's saying repentant this thing. Where in the world does in the same country does that? It doesn't happen anywhere in the world but Nigeria. It's a shame. The worst of us is really in basic.
Yeah, come and be going, eh? Hello, good evening. Dayo, you will always say that. And have told you several times, please stop. Please stop. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, are you there? Good evening. I don't know if you can hear us. Good evening. All right, phone lines are still open. WhatsApp line is also available. 0700 903 903 903 0817 175 6338. Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello? Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set, please?
Precious.
Sir?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Precious, how are you? Good evening.
I'm very well, sir. Good evening, sir. Thank you.
Well, I must not seem to hear you very well.
Oh.
But this is Joe from Bariga.
Joe, you're welcome. We can hear you loud and clear, so just go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Precious.
Sir?
We have started talking again this year, and nothing is happening. No change. No change. Instead of change, we have extra change.
But I have heard a lot of people here who has told you guys that you're the reason why there is no change.
The fuel have been increased again. The fuel have increased again. And then we'll continue to talk and talk and talk. Nothing is happening. Let him swap fuel. Let him swap this fuel. Let give them the contract to produce produce fuel for us. Then we'll tell him they measure the price. Because it's getting too much, this fuel matter. I will continue to talk about this fuel matter. Tell that, let him give, Mr. President, give Dangote contract. We give you crude, you produce for us, and then we'll fix the price. This is what I want Mr. President to do. Mr. President, the abracadabra you are doing in the economy is not working. It's not working. Nothing is working in Nigeria. We are still suffering and suffering. If you go to the east, you see that there's no government in the east. There's no government in the east. Everything, there's something like governors, but they're not doing anything. They abandoned, everything's abandoned. The whole road infrastructure there is damaged, completely damaged. They are not doing anything. You will not even see the president of governance. I don't know. What are we going to do about this present APC government? What are we going to do? I have said it time with that number. Let us protest. If we die, others will remain and enjoy the government. But nobody seems to support me. It's terrible. We don't have any government of Nigeria. There's no governance in Nigeria. Nothing is working. Precious, nothing is working. Good night.
Good night. But just before you leave, Mr. Joe, right? We have often said, and we've had people here on this platform who have often said that, please, I think the volume of your radio set is too high. Okay, let me let you go while I say that. That the book, lies on your own table. You would have to take decisions by ensuring you participate in the politics and stop saying because we're complaining, things will not change. Be part of it. I brought someone here who said that it is now time for Nigerians to begin to think of ways to join these political parties, participate in the primaries, because that's where the major work is done. So we don't talk every day just because we like to talk. The essence of talking is for sensitization, to teach us, to build our minds, so that we know what is expected of our leaders and even us. So everybody will not just sit down in their house and expect one Jesus Christ to come down and do the work for us. We all have to put the work, including Nigerians in the diaspora, to ensure our country work. I'm sorry. You want to say something?
We have a big problem. And that problem is that our leaders are so much interested in greatness. And they don't realize that you cannot be great by people singing your praises or by you claiming to be great on your own. It's your good heart, your ability to be empathic and sympathetic and to be able to give the people what they want. That is what greatness is. That is what great leaders do. We have not had such great leaders in this country. We don't even have leaders that have patriotism in them. Those who had patriotism are gone. All of them are gone. What we have today as leaders are scavengers.
No, not on national radio. Hello, good evening. Hello,
Yeah, hello, Precious.
Sir?
Yeah, that's, I don't know whether it's the increase in the tariff is causing this. I didn't sound well. Prince Chila, good
Let's say
evening,
my
sir.
mouth go begin charge for tariff increase
Good
too.
evening, my
I they
brother.
try.
Yeah.
This is Tony Chikudi, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Tony, you're welcome.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I wish you well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. So there is something going on the social media about maybe I don't know if you say something about it, but it's so annoying that we Nigerian citizens continue with so many lessons that maybe those that went to school have learned or are learning now, and people still celebrating somebody returned from a prison from UK here. It doesn't sound okay. Upon whatever they are going through, some of these politicians are the ones who are causing their problem they are going through today, and some people are rejoicing. Okay, so nobody is talking about it, but it's on the you can see it on the social media and the way they are rejoicing. So that's one. Coming to the one that you are talking of today, the issue of increase in the tariff. Precious, why is it that when they send you a lot, And all this alert they are sending to you at the end of the month, you will see it on your bank statement, or Nigerians will see it on their bank statement. Those who normally check their bank statement, money that is being deducted for telling them that somebody paid them or whatever.
That is SMS alert.
Because, yeah. Because some
you
of
won't
us,
see SMS now. You go collect you go pay for them now.
yeah, so because some of them don't have email or use email to get all those things. Now they are taking those money. Why is it that Nigerian banks, upon the millions and billions they declare in profit, are owing the telecom? Why is it that the majority of the government parastatals, all of them have their budget, including their NEPA bills or their energy bills and their telephone or whatever? During the interview, media chat, the president said that Nigeria doesn't have the correct internet service because in the Western world they use broadband. In Nigeria they still use GSM. When you go to immigration, they will tell you they are using MTN system to do whatever they are doing. So whenever anything is done, they will not work. You go to the bank, when something is done, they will not work. But why is it that majority of these parastatals, they have their budget, which include the payment of those bills? You can't tell me here in UK and in Washington, at least some of us had what Barack Obama's wife said, that everything they use in the White House, they pay for it. But in Nigeria, there was a time they said that the Aso Rock is owing the energy bill and the telecom. Even some of our embassies in other countries, some of them are owing. What is going on with our country? If all this energy, if all this telephone company bring out their bill, what they are being owed, in order for them to come up with all this, and they have to increase. The common people have to be paying for it. In as much as they are paying for it, you don't even get enough service. I always top up my family members their data from here, because for me it's a little bit cheaper. I know sometimes I send them 30 or 40 gigabytes, but at the end of the day, you still find out that in as much as they have these data, it's still not, they can't use it because there is no network maybe in the area. When you look at the whole thing, you start getting annoyed with the
Don't worry about that one. FCCPC have now warned them that they should make sure they give people better service, because after increasing, your service must be better.
Yeah, they increase because huge amount of money the banks, some departments in the government system are owing them millions and billions. So how do you want them to recover all this money? In order for them to function, they will go to the what will I call it, the easiest way of increasing the tariff to the common people. That's the way I'm seeing it. The day I realized how much the banks are owing these people and some of the government departments are owing them, you'll be shocked. And the common people are paying for it. You cannot go to any local government for them to stamp anything, they will charge you for it. I still remember I was in Nigeria to print something from the immigration office. They charged me a common A4 paper. I know how much they charged me for it. I was trying to go mad.
Thank God you did.
And somebody called me and told me that thing that I'm shouting at is somebody owns it. So it's not that I should not think that is the immigration property. I said, but you people have all these things in the system. He said, where is it? If they send it here, somebody will keep it somewhere. I said, that person that kept it somewhere, go and bring it. It's not for that person, it's for the people. And they were telling me that I'm disturbing the place, that I should calm down. Right, I said, is it not calm? I mean, it's so annoying.
So Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I had to let him,
He raised a pertinent issue, and I want to just say one or two things. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we find Nigerians who are good at worshiping, praising those who have put them in poverty. It's a very terrible situation, because those who have worked in government, those who have stolen government money, what do they use that money for? They understand that there is serious institutionalized poverty. So all they need to do is to rent a crowd. To rent a crowd in Nigeria is very cheap. With 1,000 naira, with 2,000 naira per head, you rent as many crowd as you want. And that is what you see playing out in Enugu, where people are jumping all over the place. They're not jumping because they want to jump. They're just jumping because they need that money to survive. But that's the, you know, it's what I don't understand about Nigerians.
Thank you. Let's take this call. Someone is on the line. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello, are you there? Good evening. Oh dear, I lost that pressing. All right, phone lines are still open. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, have I lost you too? All right, hello, good evening. Hello, are you there? Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Very well. Go ahead. Now.
Yeah. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Javal. You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
The Wise Prince, I greet you, sir. Good evening.
How are you? Good evening.
Fine. Today, reminded those days when you were managing your anger, when you analyze news. Your voice today has been calm, brother. You see, there's no way these people will not trigger our anger. What is the meaning of this issue on telecommunication hiking their bill? Whether we like it or not, they must be able to survive. Those bills will go up. But like the Prince was saying, obviously a lot of Nigerians may begin or will find it difficult to use the internet. Prince Chilaka, is there any aspect of our life? Is there any part of our day-to-day lives that this government has not affected? Some people will come and tell us that whatever the problem we are having was never caused by this administration under Tinubu, that the problems of Nigeria has always been there. But you agree with me, the Prince and Precious, that it has become too much, that it has gone worse in just how many months? Obviously, those who were running this government before managed the whole thing very well. If there was, there were things like this before now. But this one has gone worse. Tell me, you cannot survive. There's no lights. The electricity bill is high. Yesterday, the Minister of Power was just annoying us that he will use 800 billion naira to announce to Nigerians the importance of paying NEPA bill in this country, Prince. As if that was not enough, just look at left to right. See, obviously, I don't know why black men, or let me narrow it down, Nigerians or those our leaders cannot even resign if you cannot do this thing. Resign. And we are talking about things getting worse. People are telling us about 2027. So we'll be in this situation till 2031. This is terrible. The Prince, can you imagine that by the time we are done, obviously what Akpabio told Nigerians that when Tinubu is finished with Nigerians, people will not recognize Nigeria again. It is what is going to be if this thing should continue. And the president is going about with motorcade. That's, oh my goodness. And Prince Shilaka, at the end now, Precious will tell us to protect our mental health. From which angle will I protect this mental health now? You look at your pocket.
The mental health has gone baggers.
That has been violated. Like you can't even, you have children, you have bills to pay, and somebody is coming to announce to you that you will pay NEPA bill, don't owe NEPA bill, and you will be spending 800 billion naira. And they say they are fighting corruption. Those who have stolen this country's money in their pockets, they are now paddy. Nobody is brought before the law. Prince Ilaka, I don't envy you. Precious.
Sir?
Continue. I greet you.
Good night, Javal. Good night, Javal. Thank you so much. All right. Hello. Good evening and welcome.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening, sister.
You're welcome.
It's Koboko.
Koboko, you're welcome. Go ahead.
I greet you.
I greet you.
Hello,
my brother.
Concerning Ohanaeze, on the 4th of January, Tinubu visited Enugu and they promised to rebuild Southeast. As he started rebuilding Southeast, as he released Nnamdi Kanu, my messiah, that
Hello. Your village people does not want you to say that particular thing you want to say. So
Are
go
you
ahead.
hearing me, sister?
I can hear you
Okay.
now. Go ahead.
Has he built any road from Lagos to Onitsha? Precisely like I said, that there's no presence of federal government.
Telecommunication. I don't know if you have noticed some trend. Just for you to check, they remove 6 naira. They may remove it like 12 or 13, 20 times in a day without you even having any successful transaction. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't do USB.
Yes.
USSD, Abi. What do you call it?
Yes.
I don't. I deliberately blocked every access from my personal phone number to my account a long time ago.
Why should that happen? Now you are saying FCCCP is warning them. Those ones have been sleeping. What is their duty? If they've been doing their due diligence and taking their responsibility, will the telecommunication be behaving the way they are all behaving? For Nigerians not getting value for their money. They are just wondering, what are they doing? What have they been doing since all this while? It's because these guys have been sleeping. That is why you see all these telecommunication and banks doing whatever they like to the citizens. And because one, it's like the citizens don't, they know they are right, but if you could take them to court or to the right agencies, what will happen? It is delayed. Come today, come tomorrow. That is why the citizens are so fed up, because there's nobody you can turn to that will help you to solve these problems. Assuming everybody are taking their due diligence and responsibility to make things work very well, do you think that all these telecommunication and banks will be misbehaving the way they are doing?
All right, I appreciate
and
it.
now you want to spend 800 billion to announce to Nigerians to pay electricity bill.
It's not 800 billion, it's just 8 billion only in banking terms.
Either 8 billion or 8 billion to just make an announcement. How much will it cost them to, well, let them continue. Let them not do the right thing. But one day, they will always expire from that place. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, hello, good evening. Sir?
Network will come down time.
Oh, I thought you were done. No,
No, I never done.
you never done.
I never done.
I'll continue now. Don't finish.
What I want to tell you is, somebody is telling me 2027, and for 2 weeks now, I never buy onions. Other people, we are now taking sachets inside Kurata to sell to eat. We are no longer buying pineapple. We are no longer eating fruit. And somebody is telling me 2027, where I don't know whether we will survive. Does it make sense? And that's the Igbo are useless to Igbo youths. Instead of them to focus on how Igbo go better, how they going to lead our brother. You are telling me propaganda election 2027. This is Igbo. This is fake. Igbo. This is fake. Igbo.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Concerning cashless, cash, what did they say? Please, make Central Bank come Saturday, Sunday for hotels. When I go catch people with it.
Thank you so much, Kobuku. All right, let me roll through some messages, and I'll begin with YouTube because I have quite a number of messages on YouTube. And Ikels here says, okay, all right, yep. Ikels here says, I've been missing this program. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and sincere apologies. Iweze, Aya, Ugo Harris, this is a nice station. You guys are saying the truth. Thank you. Chukuma Wankwa says, Precious, we hardly hear Prince Chilaka. Oh, wow. Okay. Looks like you increase the volume of your voice a bit. And Chilled Power says, other countries worked together to fix their country. But the problem with Nigerians is that tribalism and religion won't let them do so. Instead, they are praying and fasting and waiting for God to come down. And Emeka Ikume says, please, on a good evening, or I beg, make I ask all this talk every day. Waiting, I didn't get you. Precious, there's virtually no aspect of our lives that Nigeria has not been hiked. In Nigeria has not been hiked. The only thing this government hasn't touched is the air that we breathe. God bless you. Okay, I'm sorry, Sunday Faramore. Lindsay, I'm sorry too. Thank you so much. I see your message. Say, please, how come women don't call in? Also, what was really wrong with you? Because you are what? You are what? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I was ill. I was down. I was a bit under the weather. So let's get to WhatsApp messages. Oops, my goodness. It's full here. All right, so this is Precious. I hear say, you know, well, is that true? I don't wear now, beg. Mazi OK Fedi says, I'm getting tired of hearing you people in VUP referring to Isi Guzoro as Ohanaeze and Dibo. I might be constrained to start boycotting your station if you people don't stop this. Isi Guzoro represents nobody, and Ohanaeze and Dibo has no faction led by Abakaliki-based Isi Guzoro.
No, but it's the truth. I mean, that's why I asked you when we started.
Mazi OK Fedi.
Yes, he's very correct. Isi Guzoro at the time was expelled as the youth leader of the Apex body.
But you called it faction too. You factionalized it too.
No, because he has created his own faction and he's insisting on using the name Ohanaeze Ndibo.
And he keeps going out there to the media. Well,
you know, certain things you don't respond to when it's when it looks more like non-entity. You don't
all right. This says, good evening, Chika from Moshi says, NLC should go and cover their face in shame. And, what have they done in fuel hike that are just using this to make a jest of Nigerians because they have failed Nigerians? And he says money is flowing between traders and POS operators because of what people pass through during Buhari's currency change. And Amechi from Afaluku says Ohanaeze is one. The faction doesn't exist. The leader of the Ohanaeze faction is an imposter. Fubara endorsed Mbata. That's why Wike's faction are attacking him. The increase in telecom tariff is annoying, but I'm not surprised because it's part of increasing tax net and reducing purchasing power. Goodness. All right.
Nigerians don't forget.
You don't make me choke, Bikono. You people should be helping my life. And then he says increasing tax nets. Okay. The purchasing power. Tinubu told us his supporters during campaign. What has not increased under Tinubu so far? Please answer me. Please, why is it that most APC supporters don't call radio programs again? May God save our land. Amen. And Chris from Ojo says, Mr. Chilaka, you people are doing a great job. Let nobody deceive you. The person speaking is not speaking for Ohanaeze and Dibo. The press know about it. They continue giving him that, know about it. Okay, John from Ijaniki says, Precious, we have only one Ohanaeze and Dibo, headed by Sam, Senator Azumbata. And others group are talking about is called Ohanaeze and Dioshi. Okay. You'd have to interpret that. From Chief Udo says, the president won't open southern borders because it's a job creation of smugglers for smugglers. And our presidents care more about politics than doing the right thing. On Ohanaeze, what's remaining for Mr. Isi Guzo is for him to call Mr. President and ask him to give him appointment. That he has tried for him. Oh God, don't try for you. Give me appointment. Right?
But that's the truth.
He's just he's quick to mention Fubara because of his running battle with Wike. Let him mention on that now. If you mind, reach Abi. Okay. And the senator from Isolo says Nigerians should know that labor unions all over the world don't organize or mobilize the masses against government policies. The duty lies with the masses. Go and check insecurity in Nigeria. That insecurity cannot stop because of there is no political will. But Nigerians are looking for somebody to lead them on protest.
For every protest, there must be a leader. For everything that has to do with.
But those labor leaders will be the soft targets.
In what way?
So why can't Nigerians come together to when they want? Well, this is not. I wouldn't say that. So that's it doesn't look like I'm instigating Nigerians. But the point is somebody mentioned here that other countries came together to fight for their country. Why does it look like Nigerians are looking for a Messiah to just come and carry the cross and save Nigeria?
The truth of what is playing out in Nigeria is that the political class have been able to divide this country along ethnic and religious lines. You need to understand the power of ethnicity and religion. So that is why the political class are having their way. Keep them divided. Keep them busy. Keep them confused. Impose poverty on them. So that when you release 1,000 naira or 200 naira, they feel that you have done but you're doing them a big favor. And that is how they are using to hold this country down. Poverty, hunger, religion, ethnicity.
Okay. All right, moving on to more messages. Chinemere from Agbara says, Prince Chilak and Precious, the only truth about Nigeria banks since this administration or APC generally came into power is that CBN has become so weak, thereby allowing the banks to be corrupt and become punishing tool by the banking public. And then you said what again? CBN cannot sanction them. I know that CBN was more powerful before than now. Please, how did we get here? Oh, that's a question you asked. Hey, when I see answer, I go answer you. Precious, please tell Tinubu that what again? To please hide. Okay, to perhaps hide. Hide what? Okay, to hide pride and borrow the two policies from past Buhari's government policies of food vendor and end power programs, because since this government came to power, they have not achieved anything. They've lost in pride, arrogance, and wow. Usman Bodija from Mosheri. Usman, did that work? The Empower thing and all that. How many Nigerians benefited? Okay, Francis from Satellite Town says, the motto we entered in this Nigeria is taking us to where we don't know. Multiple taxation is drying Nigerians up now to escape. What do we do now, Precious? You're asking me. I'm coming. And Olamide from Ajasa Command says, you are doing a great job. I just want to say that Ohanaeze is the major problem of the relentless Igbo people and the Biafra struggle. Is it a must that Nigerians continue forever? Okay. Well, as NLC president, the man is just bluffing, Jerry. And Tony from Trade Fair says, if people celebrate Ekweremada's wife's return, I don't see anything bad in that. After all, they tried to save their daughter's life by receiving donated organ from donor, which later turned out to be a crime in England. We didn't follow that news. I think it was a donor. Oh wow.
You know, sometimes people don't follow something else. Okay. They just jump in the middle of the road and the middle of the way, and they want to tell you what is not.
All right. So Michael from Aswani says, Prince Precious, I greet you. I want Joe, my people. These flamboyant men in politics are listening to the voice of the people. We hear good news and bad news every day. No impact, no change in Nigeria. A place talk, no action. Michael from Aswani. Can't you take the action, Michael? You hear so that you'd be informed. So you do something. Prepare, good evening, and your guest. Well done, Chilaka. Please tell Isi Guzoro to stop presenting himself as Igbo president in this Nigeria, please. His job seekers spy. Chibo from Ladipo sent in that. And then this Olatunji from Yenokwaja says, please advise that your Yoruba brother to use the 8 billion naira when he won't use do tank crime to produce prepaid meters and distribute to. We don't pass that conversation since now. That one yesterday. He said a particular bank is culprit in deduction of 6.68 naira for telcos without transactions. I have to stop using their USSD. Sonny Tadun Jaye from Shangot has sent in that message. You've witnessed it.
My bank does that.
He said that it looks like a bank that has some,
orange color.
Oh, wow. Okay. Tochukwane Thompson from Obanikoro says, the Nigerian voters seem illiterate. I took it upon myself to study why Osifo's contributions remain supportive of the APC and their programs, but anti the people, and came to the conclusion that the people deserve the government they have. By hook or crook, allow to power their voting partner seeming illiterate. And this is Osifo's annoyance. The people piss this man out. They should continue to stew in their pancake. Hey, stew in pancake. All right. Good evening, Precious. I'm beginning to lose hope in Nigeria. All the news I'm hearing day by day are heartbreaking news. Gabriel from Ekoso. Gabriel, it shouldn't make you lose hope, but rather strengthen your resolve. Soon, more Nigerians would subscribe to Nnamdi Baba Akintoye, Sunday Buho, the JD way. Soon as more Nigerians will say their beliefs are the only way out of bondage. We will see. JD Way from adjacent in that. And Alex Solomon from Ishari says, it is very important that this government has made its resolve not to listen to the yellings of the masses. I urge relevant NGOs that have consultative status with the UN Economic and Social Council, ECOSOC, to help take the cries of Nigerian citizens to the United Nations. Apparently, federal government of Nigeria needs a redirection. You see, we're always looking for a savior to help us. Good evening, Precious. Welcome back. My name is Idris Msudo from Ijashe today. Thank you, Idris. I appreciate you. Babeji from Moshodi says, is saying that mouth no go pay no now. Thank you, Precious and Prince Chilaka. I've sat down and I've given it to thinking about the current administration and immediate previous one on how they're handling maltreatment of Nigerians or maltreating Nigerians. Please, I just want to ask both of you, are there no persons or group of persons that can move together and fight the ills in governance to liberate the poor Nigerians?
You can start it.
Can't the government be sued, even if it's outside Nigerian court, at least to stop borrowing money on behalf of Nigerians? Because now we go pay the money, all right? Okay, let's go back to those phone lines. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And 0803 692 9933. 0803 692 9933. These are the numbers to call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, President.
Sir?
I'm Edward calling from Tango.
You're welcome, Edward.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Okay. I appreciate all your work in this station. Although I've been trying many times to call, but I'm not opportune.
Oh,
but
sorry about
thank
that.
God for today. Yeah. So my contribution, number one, is that Ohanaeze, Igbo, is not useful to Igbos. They are set for politics. Because right from their formation, I have not seen what any good they have achieved in Southeast. Yeah, coming back to all this our report on tariff and all the rest, you will see that anytime we cry, government will add one tool into our life. But I'm suggesting that can press media be organizing a chat with either these governors, commissioners, at least on monthly basis, so that we can be able to interact. Maybe they can select some people that will ask them questions on governance. Because these people who have found, they have make us as if we are fools, that whenever we are talking, they will hear, but they will not be reacting. Instead, they will throw one bomb that will be disturbing our life. And it is not good that we can control that. If the media, all of you media stations can gather together as a guild to make it as a point of view that these people must be interviewed to brief us on how they are doing, what they are doing on their government, so that we can be carried along. Because every day we talk, anything we do, government is not responding. And I don't think we can control like this. So that's my contribution.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. All right. Phone lines are still open. Lagos 0700 903 903 903 0803 692 9933. Hello, good evening. Good evening. You have to help me by turning up the volume of your radio set. Good evening.
Sorry. Good evening, Precious.
You're welcome. Thank you. What's your name, sir?
This is Marshall. I'm calling from Ikeja.
You're
Good
welcome,
evening, my
Marshall.
friends.
Go ahead.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
Good evening.
All right. Precious,
Sir?
before.
No way. Hello, good evening.
Sorry.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Precious, before I used to think that the government don't used to listen or will just come on air and lament and all of those things. But when I got to realize that they do listen, just that they don't have the political will or they are not willing to change it, was when you called, I think it's Dr. Dayo, I can't recall, the last man you
yesterday
you brought. Yes, yes, that man, God bless that man anyways, and I really hope you can bring him back again. Then somebody had to go and comment and say he is very sure that the man was not in school when president was in was the governor or something like that. So I don't really understand why someone would be thinking back. But anyway, that's by the way. It shows that they're actually listening to us. They actually know the right thing to do. They just don't want to do it, because if they do it, there will be no money to use to feed their extravagant lifestyle. They're coming to NLC. I feel like they should just leave us alone. Do you understand? It's not just all about making noise. It's all about action. When we feel like they are supposed to be the one to fight for us, they are supposed to be the one to checkmate this government and make them accountable, but they are not doing it. So instead of making noise without making any action, they should just leave us alone to nurse our wound in peace. Do you understand? So me, I just feel like we should not stop talking. We should not. The moment we stop, that's the beginning of what is it called? So we should continue and just wish for the best. God bless Nigeria.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much. God bless you too. Now you know it, so we can't stop because we can't stop. Except to want to accept things like that. So you can't be a defeatist, right? Okay, you want to say something about that? I have so many messages and calls coming in. Maybe you just do that shortly after this. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Professor.
Yes, you're welcome.
Good evening, Prince Francis Tilaka.
Good evening.
This is Peter from Uluja Papa. The truth about this NLC, I think they should just scrap that body. They should scrap that body because they are not relevant to anybody, even themselves, except if not for their own personal interest. You understand? As for the other man claiming president of Ohanaeze, well, he's a joker. He's a criminal self. Sometimes he has been a criminal sometimes. Thank you very much.
Ha, criminal. Okay, all right. That's totally your opinion. Hello, good evening. Are you there? Okay, all right. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, Prince Chilaka.
Good evening.
Okay, this is Daniel calling from the demo.
Daniel, you're welcome.
About the banking system, the central bank and POS, I want to tell you sincerely, most PS people don't get their money from the bank. They source their money from marketplaces. I've seen that happen. I've seen most of them calling people from Ladepo, from different markets, asking for money, and sometimes they get their money there. So I don't really know what is wrong with our banking system. I think the bank and the CBN should be able to explain to us why we cannot get money from the bank. In fact, you hardly see any ATM now that is paying. All the ATM, before now, you go to ATM, you see queue, but now you can't see anybody standing on any ATM. Even the bank, when you get into the bank, sometimes they give you 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 at most. So they should be able to explain to us, because honestly, it's really getting out of hand. Thank you, my sister, for your good work. God bless you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. Okay, let me quickly run through some more messages there. All right, Edna here. Edna, it says, Precious, your media should stop to read out any information coming out from fake Sisikuzu. Okay, and at Chogba Solomon at Mrs. Precious, pass my name to the Minister of Darkness and Great Collapse. Stop it. To include it in the town crying employment that he will spend the 8 billion naira on the 14th of December, because phone does not display SMS. I was debited 10 times for failed USSD attempt to make a single transfer from the bank with one like that looks like something they used to, like a fruit. Precious, not be only NCPC. No, it's like say FCCPC. It's everybody go want them. Even APC go want them. Tinubu want to drive down inflation. Different tariffs going up. PMS back. Hunger still rising. He said, in Precious words, God forbid. Prince Shilaka, well done, Jerry. That's what he said.
Thank you.
And Senator then says, Precious, have you noticed that number of people that call in this program has reduced? this shows that people are getting tired and frustrated due to government negligence. Instead of listening to people that are bringing more hardship on the masses because they have hardened their minds. So it's unfortunate. So honestly speaking, callers did not reduce. In fact, I have much calls every day, but just I cannot attend to all of them. Suffering never starts. They say suffering never starts for Nigerians. So Precious, do you know that there is no more vegetable of 200 naira? It shocked me. It shocked me. Go 200 no day again. In the markets now. Vegetable of 200 naira is now 500 naira. That one shocked me. Hey, it can't even have chloroquine from vegetable go for free now. Hey, good evening, VOP TV and the Prime. Okay, well, our first lady said you should plant in your backyard. Once the rain starts again. Prince in the house, please. What is the way out of Nigeria? The increment is in everything. How will Nigerians move forward? Like this.
I'd like to answer that question.
All right, please do so.
Nigerians can move forward. Nigeria can move forward. Nigeria can actually get better. And that is by people, Nigerians, getting involved and become more active politically. I tell you this, when they say election is rigged, it is not rigged because people participated. It is rigged when people don't come out to vote. Every polling unit has a number of voters that are expected to vote there. So if you have a polling unit that has 500 and only 100 people come out to vote, you think the other 400 would be cancelled or what? That's an avenue for fraud. That's an avenue for, inflating another person's vote. Nigerians should get involved. Nigerians should become more politically aware. Let us make that sacrifice as a people. Let us take what played out in Ghana. Let us take the American system of election where everybody wants to vote. Everybody believes that sovereignty belongs to the people. We must stop giving our sovereignty out to the political class that seem to have signed a vow, made a vow to keep the people down. That 5,000 naira, that 1,000 naira, that cup of gari, that cup of rice, that pieces of maggi they're going to give to you, those balls of onions, they do not define you as a Nigerian. They do not define you as somebody with dignity. You don't need that. We're suffering today because a lot of people sold their conscience for how much? And they've plugged this nation into darkness. So people must begin to think as if there is no box. People must begin to think and realize that you have the power to change this country. Not the politicians. You and I have the power. Go out there, educate people, encourage yourselves. We know that 2023 election, people were not happy with it, but we can do better. We can stand our grounds as a people and say, we want to vote out these corrupt politicians out of the system, and we'll be able to do it. But we cannot do it when there is voters' apathy, when people don't want to participate, when people don't want to vote, when people don't want to get their voters' card and participate. Let us participate actively, and I can assure you that we will get it right.
All right, thank you so much. While I await your messages, I'm going to read them, but I have my brothers from Kudos Home in the house. Kudos Home. Kudos Home.
All right. Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Victor, once again from Kudos Homes Limited, and I want to use this opportunity to also wish you a welcome back to the new year. Happy New Year to everyone, and also appreciate all our clients that purchased our properties in 2024. We are very, very grateful, and we will never disappoint you. And this is January 2025. What are your investment goals? It's time for you to start thinking about what investment do you need before the year runs out. And one profitable investment is to invest in properties. Invest in land itself. That is the only investment that does not depreciate. No matter what the depreciation value of the economy might be, your land will never depreciate. It will keep appreciating. So let me quickly tell you about the locations where we have our properties here in Lagos State. So in Lagos, we have in Agbowa, Ikorodu, and the name of the estate is called Kudos City, Agbowa, Ikorodu. Now, Kudos City is going for just 1.5 million naira. 1.5 million naira, you get Kudos City, Agbowa, Ikorodu. Ikorodu. We also have Kudos Heritage, which is located in Ibuzo main town, and we have the latest estate in Asaba called Kudos Court. Kudos Court. Kudos Court is a buy and build. You buy it now, you start building immediately. All your documents will be given to you, and it's actually going for 4.5 million naira. 4.5 million naira. You're going to get Kudos Court in Asaba, Delta State, very close to the Asaba International Airport. And let's quickly go to Enugu, where we have Fairview Estate Phase 2, which is going for, located at Amokwenike, and is going for just 2.5 million naira in Enugu. 2.5 million naira Fairview Estate Phase 2. And we also have the Fairview Estate Phase 1, which is going for just 1.5 million naira. Now, both of these estates are very close to the Enugu International Airport, and they are close to Caritas University and Godfrey Okoye University. So if you are looking for a good place to have property in Enugu, these two locations are perfect for you. Now, the number to call again is 0905 904 7514. 0905 904 7514. Our office address is at 171 Egbeda Idimu Road, Abule Odu bus stop, Egbeda, Lagos. 171 Egbeda Idimu Road, Abule Odu bus stop, Egbeda, Lagos. And our website is www.kudoshomesLimited.com. You can catch us on Instagram and on Facebook at Kudos Homes Limited. Don't forget, you can come for inspection anytime. Like our inspection days on in Lagos State is on Thursdays and on Saturday. In Asaba is every day, and in Enugu it's also every day. So go for inspection, see what you are buying, and I bet you will not regret it. At Kudos Homes Limited, we help you actualize your dream homes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Prince Francis Chilak, I have a message for you. Somebody said I should tell you that. He said, good evening, Precious. So my question goes to Prince. People came out en masse to vote during the last election, but we all know how it ended up. How sure are we that something will not suddenly go wrong or hacked on the 11th hour in the next election? The truth is that we lost hope from the last election.
I lost hope.
Lost hope in INEC.
Everybody lost hope in INEC, but then we cannot give up. When we give up, it means that we have all thrown our sovereignty into the dustbin.
Are you saying that if the plan of your enemy is that you should lose hope, you're now playing along with the plan of your enemy by actually doing what they want? Is that what you're trying to say?
I didn't say you should lose hope.
I'm just saying that if an enemy wishes you bad and you actually wish yourself bad, that means you're in line with your enemy.
Exactly.
So in other words, if someone says lose hope, you tell yourself, I'm not going to lose hope. How do that? Okay. All right. A few more messages here. Let me see if I have. This is Precious. It's Kudos. Is Kudos height or Kudos home?
Kudos home.
That is Kudos. What they call Kudos, but it is Kudos. 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 All right. This is good evening, Precious. Please, can you stop? Can we stop misleading people with Ohanaeze name anytime? Mention the name of Isiguzo and say it. He is your Ohanaeze. He's not the Ohanaeze president. Okay. Friday from Ekoto says, since 2015 till date, the APC has not listened to the yearning of Nigerians. Okay. To the yearning of Nigerians. For once, we should not expect anything good from them for interest of average Nigerians. Why? NLC. You say NLC is an extension of federal government. Why? Okay. I see you all. Chinemere, thank you. Thank you so much. Prince Francis, do you have a parting shot? Sir?
Well, I know Nigerians are going through a lot right now. I know a lot of families are struggling to remain afloat. And I know that a lot of young Nigerians who would love to be in schools are at home. Let us keep the candle burning. Let us be hopeful that we will end up having a country we can all be proud of. Let all those who have one avenue or the other to talk to government. We need to have a country where the leaders are accountable. Once our leaders are accountable, this country will be a beautiful country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lagos, Nigeria. That's the size of our package. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the show. Thank you for your calls, your reactions, your contributions. Thank you for your messages, and sincere apologies one more for the internet glitch. Not a worry, we're working on it and we're sure that it will get better by the day. My name is Precious Enyi. That's my name. I love you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow, God willing. Please ensure you protect your mental health. Did I tell you Enyi means friend? And I love to be your friend till the end. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.